Okay. Hi there. This
Sorry.
is Jay-Z Bart with Plant-Based for Life. I am a speaker, health educator, and transition specialist. Help you to take back control of your health. The question I usually ask is not very interesting, but it is critical, and that is, what do you know about plant-based eating? Because I get a range all the way from, I have no idea what that is that some sort of vegan thing, all the way up to, yeah, I've been doing it for years. And so, that's just generally how I start to see where we need to go from there. Jay-Z Bart, Plant-Based for Life. Thank you.
Excellent. All right. Let's hear from Eve.
For many moms, it's really overwhelming to implant a plant-based diet into their family meals. And I help them, make these little small shifts that take the guesswork out of mealtime. So the kids and the parents are happy and healthy. So I'm Eve Smith. I'm a plant-based educator and coach. I help moms with the education they need and to implement the plant-based meals into their family's life. So, if you're looking for somebody to help out with that, I have a kind of, personal experience of tricks and tips for healthy, happy families. And what I like to ask is, what made them decide to come and talk to me?
Excellent. Oh, that's good.
Good
What's
question.
the reason?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's where you start. Wonderful. Welcome to the group, and you'll hear more, and I'll send you more information, of course, about us afterwards. Kimberly, good to see you.
Good morning. Nice to see everybody. So yes, I am Kimberly Carter. I have my own agency, insurance brokerage agency, also farmers insurance agency, and I specialize in personal and commercial lines. And so there's a lot going on with the pandemic and everything. So it's important to really review your policies right now, because there's a lot of issues and new exposures to analyze and look at. But anyway, I'm here to protect your business and your homes and to protect your future. Anyway, good to see everyone. Kimberly Carter.
Excellent. And Kimberly, I'm going to need another ERISA bond. So by seeing you, it reminded me to talk to you about it. So I'll reach out to you.
Okay, sounds good.
Right. Maria, do you want me to skip you and you'll be last, or how do you want to? Okay. Jean, let's hear from you.
Hi, I'm Jean Stacy, and I'm a Mary Kay Independent Beauty Consultant. And the first question I normally ask is, what have you ever heard of Mary Kay? Because there are a lot of cosmetic companies out there, and Mary Kay has been around for quite a while, but not everybody has heard of the company, except probably in Southern California, where there are a lot of people involved in taking care of their health and their beauty. Also, before COVID, I was approached mainly by people who wanted to do the colors, the cosmetics, the eye makeup and the lipsticks and things like that. And since COVID, it's mostly skincare. You have to protect your skin, COVID or not, though. So, but masks seem to create problems. However, remember, if you're on Zoom, the color cosmetics are really important too.
That's true. They haven't figured out a Zoom cover for that yet. It automatically makes you up. All right, Sue, let's hear from you.
Hello, everybody. I'm Sue Sculler with Ruby Ribbon. I'm an independent stylist, and Ruby Ribbon is an undergarment company as well as leggings. And so my first question when I meet a woman who is interested in my product is, how do you feel about your bra? and normally they hate them. So I can help with that. Our camis and demis have no underwire involved, and they are very supportive. We help anybody from a size 32A to a 55P. So that's all available, and I help women feel better through Scolor.
Awesome. Thank you. Lynette, how do you make people feel better?
Different ways, generally asking them how they're doing, what's happening in their lives, and before actually moving into questions dealing with real estate. The question is sort of general, so it allows them to talk about their personal lives, or it also allows them to talk about what their intent is. So that's pretty much how I handle it. I'm really pleased to be here. I went to Big Bear over the last few days. I went up with my son, daughter-in-law, and granddaughter, and it was really fun. They are looking for a vacation home. So we looked for vacation homes up in Big Bear. I had about 15 of them to look at that I had just gone through. And we were only able to visit 3 of them because the rest of them were either in escrow or they just received offers. And so it was just really amazing. It's a very fast market, the same way as it is down here. So I thought that was sort of interesting as far as the real estate market. So inventory, there's not a lot of inventory. It seems to be going very, very quickly. Matter of fact, I'm dealing with a client that is looking for a home. There are, if any of you have people that you know that are looking for homes, there's a special program that is offered in Ventura. And the homes that you would buy at a regular price are reduced. In other words, their value is because it is subsidized for housing, that the price of the house is way down because the city needs to offer a certain amount of homes. And so if any of you know of people that want to purchase something down in Ventura for about $525,000, when the rest of the homes in that particular tract are going above $600,000, please let me know because of this special program. I'm starting back at CLU, Cal Lutheran, and I've got a number of students. And it'll be interesting to see how we handle this new thing with COVID. So I'm Lynette. I'm with Dobeck Real Estate as well as CLU.
I just connected Lynette with a dissertation coach, and hopefully something will come out of that.
I hope so.
Yes.
We're hoping to meet.
Wonderful. Okay, I think we just have me, Dana, and Maria. So Dana, let's hear from you.
Hello, everybody. My name is Dana Gallenberg. I'm a fitness and nutrition coach. This is a new career for me, but I have been involved with all sorts of fitness and nutritional experiences throughout my entire life. Basically, with my new career, I really want to help people who deal with pain issues, and because that was something that affected me, and I really have a calling for, just helping people. I just feel like a lot of people who have dealt with pain issues, it really disrupts their daily lives, And so I want to be able to help them try to solve that through helping to motivate them through different physical programs and nutritional programs that we find is appropriate for that particular client. So that's where I'm at.
So you use physical therapy and nutrition combination?
Not physical therapy, but exercise therapy. So I'm a personal trainer. So I kind of help people who have finished physical therapy, but they still need some help making a transition to get back to their regular routines.
Okay, and starting new habits. Exactly.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you for coming, and I'll send you more information about the group as well. I'm Jack DeVere. I'm what's called a life events financial advisor. I focus on the life events in your life, some pleasurable ones like a birth of a baby in the family, and of course the not so nice ones like death in the family or sickness. And all of those involve money and emotion. And so I help be the third party that looks at things logically from the money perspective and helps with those decisions. And so anyone you know that's going through that, please send them my way. And I also tend to ask open-ended questions at the beginning. Sometimes it's as simple as, somebody said, what brought you here today? I think it was Debbie. Another would be, tell me about your family. Everybody loves talking about their kids, and it could really give you a glimpse into what's important to them. And then later on in the conversation, you can kind of use more closed-ended questions. But at first, it's open-ended so that you can get to see what's on their mind. All right, well, let's hear from Maria. I'm going to just really quickly share my screen before. The next slide is, make sure. Oh, I just want to mention real quick, for Eve and Dana, our special right now, it's normally $100 a year to join, but we're doing a $50 a year special while we're on a COVID special, okay? So until we actually go back to having physical lunches, then we'll go back to the regular 100. So, find out who your vendors are and invite them to a Zoom call, because right now everyone is geographically desirable, and try to do that on a Monday or Tuesday, inviting people, and we'll get more guests. We'll fill up the screen. Okay. I just want to give a quick congratulations to Janet Fishman, who was recognized as the best of California in terms of professional services. And this is coming straight from the California.com website. So she had to go through a vetting process. And so she just got approved for that. And she wanted me to share that with the group. So if you go to California.com, you can find her in there as a recommended business, which is, I thought, pretty cool. We have members of the week, and as you can see, Maria is the member of the week this week, and Jay was our last one. So to those members haven't spoken this year at all, you can fill it up and go to that link at the top there and put yourself down for a future week. Even next week is open.
Jack,
Yeah.
On the speakers too, I just want to remind everybody that if you have a particular speaker that you think would benefit the members here, please talk to Jack about recommending a speaker, because outside speakers are awesome too, of course. We want to bring in anything that helps elevate this group.
Right, let me know.
Even through these Zoom calls, it's perfect, yeah.
Yeah, we've had a gentleman speak about credit, business credit. We had people speaking about LinkedIn and other experts. Thank you, Maria. One-on-ones, I think, is the two-pronged approach to this group is the Zoom calls, but also one-on-ones. So people that are on the call or in the group that resonate with you, go to our website that you see on the top left and click on members and then search for keywords that relate to who you're looking for to connect with. And as you can see, those members will pop up, and if you click the plus sign next to their picture, it gives you all their contact information. You can reach out to them. And I think the one-on-one is really how you get traction and build trust with each other. Just a quick shout out to a new member. Our last new member is Stephen Shoemaker. He said he couldn't make it today. He had some things to do, but he comes when he can. And so this is coming straight from our website. So let's go to Maria. You like how I did that, Maria?
Thanks, Jack.
Great little thing. So you can share your screen now if you want.
By the way, that particular photo, that thing that I created it in Canva. If you're not familiar with the Canva app, we can talk about that as a great tool for marketing for yourself another time. There's a free version and a paid version. We can talk about that another time, but that's how I did that thumbnail, just so you know. Cool. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and start to share my screen. Let's see here. Oh, let's see. Maybe. Hi, everybody. Okay, let's see. There it is. Okay, so like I said, forgive me about all the buttons that I'm pushing right now. But before I begin talking, I first want to say, whoever's here on this Zoom call, go ahead and do us all a favor and mute yourself right now if you're not talking, because even a little bit of shuffling or a dog barking in the background can interrupt the Zoom call, okay? And just so you all know, I am recording this meeting. I was going to live stream it to the group page, but Facebook won't let me. So we're not on Facebook Live right now, but I'm recording it so I could put it on there if I want later on. I normally don't record these Zoom calls because it would take a lot of editing to get it down to something more manageable. But for right now, I might put it there. I'm not sure. But welcome, Dana and Eve, first of all. I'm so excited you're here, especially Dana. I'm a personal trainer as well. I'm certified with NASM. I'm a National Academy of Sports Medicine personal trainer. I only became that after I had both of my knees replaced. I've been very into fitness my whole life. I've never been the skinny mini. In fact, in college, I wanted to go into personal training of some sort, and I always felt like the fat one. Nobody would listen to me. And so I didn't go in that direction. So now the older I get, the more confident I am about so many different aspects of who I am. I'm branching out in all sorts of different directions. And I'll tell you a little bit about that right now too. I'm Maria. Strong Body, Strong Soul is the name of my platform. I'm actually an energy coach, is what I call myself. I'm a personal trainer. I'm a meditation teacher. I have a podcast, which is another way that my voice has been able to get out there more. I started my podcast because I wanted to help people with their ideas of what spirituality is. But my podcast has given me so much confidence, and it's expanded so much that I actually am really finding that I'm really good at social media coaching as well. So the number one thing that I ask my clients when I first meet them is why? Why do you want to be louder? Why do you want to be seen more? Why do you want to be stronger? Why do you want to live longer? Why? What is your purpose? And so that's where we first start off. Everybody can't do the same thing. Everybody's personality is different. There's plenty of room for everybody. No breath is wasted. No effort is wasted. Everything in your life adds up to who you are today. I do coach people on social media technology. Like I just said, we're not on Facebook Live right now because it wouldn't work. And I'm involved right now in this week-long peace festival that's happening with this organization that I work with out of India. Just today, the theme of our peace festival is empowering women. And so they were interviewing two different fantastic athletes out of India. One is a cricket player and the other one is a badminton player. And just today on their live stream, global live stream out of India, they had a Zoom problem. The technology wasn't working. It froze on the girl talking. So it gives me confidence. And the first thing I want to say to all of you guys is don't let perfection be the enemy of progress. You've probably heard that a million times in your life, but nothing is truer than that when you're working with social media, when you're working with technology, when you're working with video content out there. That thumbnail that I showed you right a moment ago, that Canva, I have created those, and a week later I notice a typo. Just go back and fix it. It's okay. Don't hold back if you're really passionate about your subject matter. You know, we have people in here, Mary Kay, cosmetics, Rodan and Fields. Those two things, we're talking about makeup. We're talking about what you look like on Zoom, what you look like with your mask on, the eyebrow stuff that Cherie's talking about, all sorts of ways to look better, feel better, have more confidence. Sue with her undergarments and shapewear. I'm really excited about the event that we're doing soon, by the way. But let me go through this presentation. I don't have a lot of time right now. I'm just going to give you guys a little bit of a snippet of what I do, how I help people, okay? So creating videos with Maria. This is my PowerPoint presentation. Can you all see it on the screen? First of all, okay, great. Okay, so I'm here to help my clients activate their energy, all right? So that's my podcast logo. That's another thing. Don't get all hung up on logos. That is an orange rose. I'm a photographer also. That is my photo right there. I put my name of my platform on there. That is my logo. For a long time, I was like, oh, I just did that temporarily kind of because it was pretty to put on my podcast. But people see that logo now and they know on Apple Podcast, on Spotify, on Google Play Music, all over the place, they can see my logo, whether it is my podcast or my YouTube channel, or my Facebook page, Instagram. There are so many different places to go. It's really important not to get overwhelmed with all of the different ways you can go. I do write also for Om Times Magazine, and Medium is a great platform to put blogs. I learned a long time ago that on my website, the blog portion of it, a lot of people don't go there. So I've started putting my articles elsewhere on places where there is more traffic. But my background is in communications. That's what was one of my majors in college. Philosophy. So spirituality and who am I? Why am I here? Those are the kind of questions that I like to talk about. Those are the kind of questions that I like to talk about when I'm interviewing people on my podcast, because language, communication, sharing valuable stories and personal experience, that is the way we resonate and bounce energy off of each other to help elevate the conversation, especially, of course, in this COVID period of time. And with politics as they are, things can get kind of sketchy. You have to be really compassionate for people who think differently than you do. That's what I'm all about. So I have a history in entertainment as well. I was in the concert industry, the legal field. I'm a teacher at St. Jude's in Westlake Village. I'm Catholic. I love teaching the second graders about First Communion and stuff. So that's a little bit about my history. Why do you need to make videos? Let's get back to that question of why I ask that of my clients, right? You're either trying to provide information, inspiration, entertainment, or sometimes you're just venting. In fact, a lot of podcasters, I think, start their podcast just so they can ramble and complain sometimes about things. And much as I can tune into a podcast or something, it's not really my cup of tea, but you know what? Sometimes it makes the podcaster feel better. And a lot of people may listen to that podcaster. Joe Rogan is like a huge podcaster and he just rants for 2 hours at a time. I'm letting Hadar in right now, Jack, by the way. She's in the room. Hi, Hadar. So there are a lot of different reasons why to be on social media. You know, Jack mentioned people love to talk about their kids. Just on my Facebook page today, I put pictures of my kids, their baby announcements, because part of my mission in life is to elevate people's energy, bring smiles to people and laughter. Sometimes what I'm talking about can bring tears too. If I'm talking about my dad holding my hand as he left this world, it can be both extremes, and that's okay. That's okay. I think from a business perspective, what we all need to remember is that people are purchasing goods and services from people that they can connect with, that they can resonate with, that they like and they trust. So the more you're out there on social media, I even hate to use that word social media because it's not just for social reasons. You're not out there looking for a date. You're out there trying to get business and trying to let people know who you are. That is the point of creating video content out in the world. Everybody doesn't need to be on video either, by the way. My voice that I use on my podcast, I've also learned it works really well as voiceover across my photography with music. You can do that with your business as well. You can have a picture, Dana, of some weights, and you can talk over that photo. That is a video. And that can be shared across multiple social media platforms to get attention and then put your website and do all that kind of stuff. Okay. Now, when you're working out in social media, there's the rule of thirds. Whatever you put out there in the world, you want either your content needs to promote your business or generate leads. That is just a third of what you're trying to do out there. You also want to share. You want to be a conduit of information for other people's stuff, right? You want people to come to your page. Jack is really great at this, about supplying news articles about the financial market. It's not stuff that he wrote, it's stuff that he respects and wants his clients and anybody visiting his page to know about, right? He's sharing other people's content, not just his own. Then you have the other third, which is interacting with your listeners, your followers. Okay. I don't have a lot of interaction, frankly, on my podcast because the listeners of my podcast, it's a little difficult to call in. My Facebook page is there, but I don't try that hard. A lot of people really try hard to get followers, to get engagement, to play games, to do giveaways. That's not who I am. So I don't do that stuff. So if I have a client that is really into boosting their followers and they want more, and they want to know all the tricks of how to get those numbers up, I'm not the person for them. I'm more about who are you and what are you here to share. I'm not about, it doesn't matter how many people are following you. You want the right people to be following you, right? So that's really key to what I talk about. So the other thing, like I said a minute ago, even the organization in India was having trouble on their technology today. I also spoke to somebody just yesterday who's a realtor. She wants to start a podcast. She stages homes. She wants to start a podcast because she thinks it will help people lead them back to her business. She's with a firm in West Hills, and she's great and she's fantastic. And I encouraged her to do so. She hasn't started her podcast yet, but she has purchased all this equipment. I'm not even kidding you. She has this fancy mic. I don't have a fancy mic like she does. She bought all this software for creating videos because she wants to put stuff. She has a YouTube channel already, but she wants to do all this stuff. So literally, this right here, people, is my list of what I use. Don't be overwhelmed with all the gadgets that are out there. Hello, my iPhone. That is almost all that I use, my iPhone 11. Okay, I have a lapel mic that's around here somewhere that goes underneath people's clothes and it snaps on underneath, because I'm kind of, much as I say technology, inevitably there's going to be a problem, but I can't stand it when I see cords hanging out or bra straps or I don't know, air conditioning ducts. You know, everybody's different. Everybody's different. And when you are presenting yourself out there in the world, if that doesn't matter to you, that's okay too. But for me, I like it to be kind of a clean background. So headset, this headset right now that I have on, I use this one when I'm teaching classes where I need to hear. I can hear you guys really well through this and the mic is really good. This thing right here, it'll work, it will, but the sound quality is kind of echoey. So if I create some content out here and I all of a sudden want to use it somewhere else, I can't use this audio onto my podcast because it's too echoey. It's okay for conversation. It's great for Zoom calls and meetings like this. But if I'm doing something professional, if I'm creating a piece of content that I want to use for marketing, I don't want to use that necessarily. And then I have all sorts of stuff. I have a great light right here that's shining on me. I'm right near a window. I'm in my bedroom right now. I won't give you a little tour, but you don't need that much space is the point. A lot of times I'm doing stuff in my kitchen at the kitchen table. And I use iMovie. It's already on my phone. It's a free app. So it's fantastic. I also, the distance and positioning when I'm working with clients, I'm talking about where you are in the frame on the screen. Notice I'm kind of towards the top, which is a good thing. If I'm like this, oh, there's that air conditioning duct. Do you see it? Do you see it? That, I wouldn't make a video out of this, right? And look how small I look. I don't look very powerful. You want to look powerful. You want to look like you know what you're doing. You want to have confidence. So pay attention to your spacing in your screen. Pay attention to where you are, if you're off center or centered. Centered on a call like this is great. But if my plan is to, let's say I'm talking about a product, I want to hold my product here. So when I'm talking on the screen, I want to be over to the side so that if I want to do a Canva thing to this picture, I have space right here, right? You know, what book am I reading right now? Whatever it is, you want space for writing or for a particular product that you're trying to show off. Maybe it's an exercise band, maybe it's some mascara, something. I want to be off center. If I'm centered, then I'm like this, right? Look at my product. You don't want that. So kind of feel it out. Your spacing is important. Take a few practice shots. You want to, people always told me that it's better in photography and video to have the camera higher from you. But do you notice right now, this camera is lower than me. I'm leaning into you guys. So it's a little more personal. And frankly, it elongates my chin. And frankly, my arms aren't showing as much either. You want to have the camera get to your sternum, like around here. If I'm like right on my, chest area, it's not going to look so good. So you want to think of right here as your baseline. It's okay to have the camera a little lower than you, right? Then we have background. Like I said, you want to make sure you don't have a bunch of messiness behind you. It depends what you're trying to create, right? I highly recommend you work, well, V-necks are good, bra straps, all that kind of stuff. Lighting is important, jewelry. This is pretty light, but sometimes I have a heavy necklace on and it might click the mic right here, right? I don't want my bracelets to be making noise so much, so be careful with your jewelry depending on what you're doing. How long should a video be? Short, as short as possible. You want to go on there and you want to say, I've done videos literally where I'm saying, I am not a bully, type below if you agree. That's it. That's my video. Okay? Depends what you're trying to create. You do not want to go live on a Facebook page or Instagram or LinkedIn or Twitter. There are so many places to go live, right? It's like, but you don't want to turn the camera on and go live and just babble for half an hour. People won't come back to see you next time. So you need to be careful. People's attention span is really short. You need to speak quickly. You need to get right to your point. You need to laugh and say something where you're going to catch their attention. And I take that back. You don't need to laugh. Everyone is different. Just because I laugh, just because I go crazy sometimes doesn't mean everybody needs to. And that's what I love so much about what I do, is I work with clients with what their personality is, what they have to work with, and bring out the best in them, whether it's on a video or a blog or whatever. So there's lots of ways to get out there. Speak fast, increase pauses. I've had people call me on the podcast, for instance. I help people start their podcast and they're like, Maria, how do I speak like you do? And it's like, you just need to practice. You need to be quick. You need to change your tone once in a while. One of the biggest pieces of advice that I'll give you right now, because I want to open it up for any questions, maybe hand gestures. Look at this. I move a lot. I love moving a lot. And distance back and forth from the camera. I remember one time I was getting different advice from different people on my YouTube channel. And I actually did a video on YouTube. It's on YouTube. And I'm like, should I be close or far? You know, you don't want to be way back here and nobody can hear you. You can hear me because I have this mic on. But if I didn't have this on, I would get really quiet when I was back here and I would look ridiculous, right? But you do want to have some movement to attract attention. But if you're using Zoom, some of you guys I know like to use those virtual backgrounds, which is fine, but you can't move if you use those. So they do not work for me. They don't work for my personality because you will get pixelated if you move at all. It'll pixelate you. So it doesn't work quite right. I have done videos where I have done it on Zoom. I have used that background and I've made it funny. I've used the pixelation to my advantage. If you're watching this later somewhere, I'll put a example of that in the comments here. But you want to leave a call to action. Like that's what I just said. I am not a bully. Type below if you agree. I'm asking the audience, the viewer, to do something. If you want to know how to make great video content, contact me today and I'll give you a deal on my video class that I have out there. It's a 45-minute webinar. And there's a special today for CV Bang members. But you want to get a call to action. Go check my website. Go do whatever it is that you want people to do. Shop today for that support wear that Sue has for sale. Shop today. Cherie will make sure that you receive that product in the next couple of days, whatever the case may be, whatever your product is, okay? Sometimes like on my, with my clients, I'll go through exercises. One of the things that I do, like I said at the beginning, is I teach meditation, but the type of meditation that I teach, in fact, is chanting. I'm not even kidding you. It's about creating a vibration in your body. And that is so important. Whether you're saying amen or shalom, it's all like a similar energy. And you need to find your own voice. So with my clients, I go through exercises where we're going to stretch. We're going to watch. My son was in speech therapy for a long time. So I learned a lot from his speech therapist. One of the pieces of advice for him was to watch the news and see how people enunciate and use their mouth. You want movement, right? So with my clients, we go through exercises like that. We want to over enunciate and be a little dramatic about things, even if it feels a little ridiculous, because it's going to help engage your audience. Okay. So that kind of stuff is really important. I won't go into all of this. One of the things I'll say about this particular slide is you want to republish, you want to repurpose your content as much as possible. Sometimes I go live and I'll save it on Facebook and I can reuse it on Instagram and LinkedIn and what have you. So what you want from your videos, from any of your content, is that your friends will tell their friends about you, but you want your existing clients also to be so impressed by you, even if they're already a customer, right? You want them to feel confident and share your stuff. So yes, all of this can be done. Think about what product you're most excited about. Think about something you're passionate about before you make your video. So get in touch if you guys want any pointers. Yeah. So that's it. That's my little presentation. So does anybody have any questions? You can unmute yourself if you have any specific questions. I'm looking at the time. I have the clock here. It's well, I don't know if that's right. I think that's right. Are we going till 1:30? It's 1:23 right now. So if anybody has any questions, but I think I'll just put this video in the group, in the closed member group, because if anybody has any questions, they can comment on it within our Facebook group, and then I can answer it there. That might be easy. What do you think, Jeff?
Yeah, certainly on Facebook or through your email. I just sent everybody your contact information the chat as well.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would like to wrap it up. Does anyone have any questions for Maria?
I
Lynette?
want to make a comment. Excellent presentation. I really
Thank
enjoyed watching it, and you made lots of valid points.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, yeah, go. If I put this on the group, the Facebook page, then you guys, I know last week Jack was talking about LinkedIn and he did some slides and somebody was telling me they went by too quick. I couldn't see them. So if I put this on, at least you guys can see these slides a little bit too.
So my one feedback, your comment about talking fast, I actually had feedback on a live I just did that I was going too fast. So yes, you want to go fast, but you need to be clear in what you're doing and not sound rushed.
Right. That's true too. That's true too. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Which is like the three little bears. You know, this one's too soft, this one's too hard, this one's just right. And everybody has a different way of doing it. Yeah, yeah.
I have a comment as well. This is not about you, Maria. Some people, when they're doing videos, they actually forget that there is actual punctuation required. And so it's like a live stream from their brain without any editing in.
Yeah.
I mean, I get emails from customers on a regular basis and I have no idea what they're talking about because it's like just one continuous sentence with 5 different subjects in, and I have no idea. I have to try and break it down into sections and then write back and say, okay, for this is topic 1, this is topic, and it's the same with discussing something. You need to go through and make subjects that you make a point, end it, move on to the next point, which you've done with your presentation and the way that you were doing it.
Well, I think from my years of being an English teacher too, like when I was in college, it's just like you have to have a beginning, a middle, and an end. No matter what, you have to have a beginning, middle, and an end. Whether your context is going to be 1 minute long or 30 minutes, you need to wrap it up at the end somehow and have some consistent thought. Yeah, yeah. So thank you, Jenny. Yeah.
Yeah, but as I say, that was not a criticism of you. I was just mentioning it because I see it so often that people start to talk and it's like they've got some sort of disorder where they can't ever finish.
Yeah.
Well,
anyone else?
Yeah, so Maria, if you could let me share my screen. I think you have to unshare first.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. And so we will wrap up the meeting with just a couple points.